Cletus McFarland was denied a spot at Talladega right after pulling in massive viewership at Rockingham, and now a NASCAR official has come out and explained exactly why he was blocked and what he needs to do next. And honestly, you might be surprised by what he said. Before we get into it, welcome to NASCAR Hub. Hit that like button and subscribe. We are pushing hard for 1,000 subscribers, and if you live and breathe NASCAR every single week, you are exactly where you need to be. Let's get into it. So here is where we are. Talladega was supposed to be the next major step in Cletus McFarland's NASCAR climb, especially after Rockingham gave him his first O'Reilly Auto Parts Series finish and brought a massive amount of attention to the series. But NASCAR looked at the whole picture and decided that one eventful Rockingham race was still not enough for a superspeedway green light. Let's start with the denial itself. NASCAR officially did not approve Cletus McFarland to run the O'Reilly Series race at Talladega later this month. The call came after his Rockingham run, which NASCAR had been watching as part of the process to evaluate whether he was ready for a superspeedway at that level. The decision did not shut him out of NASCAR entirely, it just kept him limited to ARCA, trucks, and O'Reilly short tracks for now. And to his credit, Cletus did not melt down when the news came through. In the video he posted, he said, "Ladies and gentlemen, I wanted you to hear it from me first that I have been denied by NASCAR to run Talladega in my O'Reilly car. Made my O'Reilly's debut last Saturday with hopes of getting approval for Talladega, but they did not see enough." He added that Rockingham had been hectic, that he spun several times but did not crash himself fully out or ruin anybody else's day. That is a pretty honest read on how the race actually went. And then he sounded surprisingly grounded about the whole thing. He admitted, "All in all, this opportunity landed about 2 months ago, and we came up with the idea of running a superspeedway. It's not like we've been planning this for a year, and I've only been racing NASCAR for a year." Then came the line that tells you exactly where his head is at. He said, "It is what it is. I need more windshield time regardless, whether it's in an O'Reilly's car, an ARCA car, or a truck. More windshield time is going to help me. I've got a lot to learn." No tantrums, no entitlement, just honesty. Now here's the part that really matters, because this is the big thing in the whole story. The clearest explanation came from NASCAR EVP John Probst, and his message was basically this: this is not a permanent no, it is a not yet. Probst said he is approved right now for O'Reilly Series short tracks, which means he's good for all of ARCA, all of truck, and then O'Reilly up through the short tracks. We'd like to see more out of Cletus in the short tracks, so we're not saying no, but there is more that we would like to see out of Cletus before we would approve him for Talladega. That is the roadmap right there. More short track reps, more races, more proof. And then Probst got even more specific the next day. He explained that NASCAR's competition and marketing sides were both involved in the decision, but that the real focus of the conversation was racing readiness, not promotional upside. He said, "It's not NASCAR saying no. We want to see more first. We'd love to see him at Talladega someday. He just won't be ready for this spring's Talladega." That tells you this is not NASCAR trying to bury him. It's NASCAR saying the progression has to be real, especially for a superspeedway. And that's also why this ruling surprised a lot of people, because if NASCAR were only chasing buzz, Cletus would absolutely be in that car at Talladega. Rockingham proved the audience follows him. He is a social media engine. He brings curiosity viewers. He brings crossover eyeballs. NASCAR knows all of that. Probst basically admitted the sport understands the entertainment pull here, but he also said there is a fine line to tread sometimes between the entertainment and the sport of racing. That's a really revealing quote because it shows the sanctioning body knows exactly what the trade-off is. And to be fair, Probst didn't talk like someone who dislikes Cletus or resents what he brings. Quite the opposite. He said, "We're all huge Cletus fans. We all watch his videos and are certainly very appreciative of everything he's done in our sport and will continue to do in our sport." The denial wasn't hostility, it was NASCAR trying to keep the development curve from getting ahead of the skill curve. Now here's something that makes this even more interesting. NASCAR still hasn't given a neat little formula for what acceptance looks like. No magic number of clean races, no spin limit, no target finish. Probst said it doesn't really work like that. He explained that every driver's path is a little different, and there's no universal checklist they can simply hand out. That means Cletus doesn't have one magic target to hit. He needs to keep showing progress in live race conditions until NASCAR believes the full picture is ready. And when you look at the Rockingham race, you can see exactly why. Cletus finished 32nd, 6 laps down after qualifying near the back. Multiple spins. A lot of moments where the car got away from him. He did finish the race, and that was important. He did not wipe out the field, and that mattered too. But the run still showed how much there is left to learn when the pace, traffic, and tire management all ramp up at that level. Now here is where the story gets even more fascinating. Even though NASCAR said no to Talladega, Cletus still proved something huge at Rockingham. He moves the needle. According to Adam Stern of Sports Business Journal, as cited by On3, the CW drew a 0.65 rating and 1.165 million viewers for the Rockingham O'Reilly race. That was up 12% in rating and 11% in viewers from the comparable race last year. Through the first 7 races of the season, the series was averaging 1.282 million viewers per race, up 3.6% year over year. That matters a lot because one of the biggest arguments in Cletus's favor has always been that he brings a new audience into NASCAR. And at Rockingham, that argument looks very real. NASCAR sees it, RCR sees it, sponsors see it. And that ties directly into his newest off-track move. On April 7th, Cletus landed a multi-year endorsement deal with Polaris. The official Polaris release said the partnership will celebrate motorsports culture and create more experiences, content, and events for fans. On3 reported the same deal and noted that it allows McFarland to use Polaris products across his viral YouTube content. That is not a tiny side note. That is proof that his NASCAR momentum is already turning into broader business momentum. Polaris's own messaging made the value crystal clear. The company said it wanted to be part of the world Cletus has built around the Freedom Factory, his channel, and the kind of loud, hands-on events his audience loves. Cletus himself said, "I built my community around freedom, horsepower, and having a good time, and Polaris fits that perfectly." So even if Talladega is off the table for now, his brand is still moving upward fast. And I think that is the part people miss when they only look at the denial headline. Yes, superspeedway approval got delayed, but Cletus is not going backwards. He is still getting opportunities, he is still bringing viewers, he is still attracting long-term sponsors, he is still getting public support from NASCAR executives who clearly want him to succeed eventually. The only thing that changed is the timeline. So what does the future actually look like? Simple. He needs more clean, meaningful reps in ARCA, trucks, and O'Reilly short tracks. NASCAR has been pretty consistent about that. They want more evidence, more racecraft, more situational comfort, and more progression before they turn him loose at Talladega or Daytona in the O'Reilly car. Probst made it clear they are not ruling it out forever, they just aren't willing to rush it for spring 2026. And from Cletus's own perspective, that sounds acceptable, even if it stinks. He called the denial a kick in the nuts, but he also said it wasn't as much of a setback as it might seem, because what he really needs is more time behind the windshield. That's probably the healthiest way to look at it. Because here's the real answer to the big question. NASCAR did not say finish top 20. They did not say run 3 more races. They did not say don't spin twice. What NASCAR revealed is actually more important than any of that. They want progression. They want more short-track experience. They want evidence that the learning curve is still moving in the right direction, and they want to make sure the entertainment value never outruns the safety standard. That may frustrate some fans right now, but if Cletus does eventually get to Talladega and Daytona the right way, with more experience under him, the payoff will probably be bigger, because it will feel earned. And that, in the long run, might be better for him, better for RCR, and better for NASCAR too. Now I want to hear from you. Did NASCAR make the right call by slowing Cletus McFarland down, or should the viewership bump have been enough to let him take the shot at Talladega? Drop it in the comments. Let's talk about it. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button and subscribe to NASCAR Hub. We're just getting started, and we want you along for every single lap. Thanks for watching. See you soon.